So nearly carries. One ball to come in the over. It's gone for 22. Klaasen bounces in the pressure. He slices it over backward point. Just over Jadeja. Will come back for the second run. And if anyone was going to sprint back and dive and catch that running away from the flight of the ball, it was Ravindra Jadeja, but he can't get there. 147 for 4. 24 runs from the over. Klaasen up to 49 from 22 balls. And South Africa need 30 from 30. If they lose this from here, they will deserve the word that has been applied to them in the past. But they have played fabulously to get back into this position, to see if they can do it, if they can clinch a World Cup title for the first time. Henry Moran is coming in to join Stephen Finn.
Yeah, and a tactical misstep maybe here from India is going to be delaying Jasprit Bumrah too late in this innings. You know that South Africa don't bat beyond number 7. It's bowlers to come after that. This partnership was clearly going to be the key. The spinners have been whacked at 10 and over so far. Klaasen's so adept at playing spin, and he's hammered it today. Get Bumrah back into the attack, break this partnership, win the game. He's left it too late, it feels, Rohit Sharma.
And here comes Jasprit Bumrah into the attack, around the wicket to the left-handed Miller. Bumrah bowls. Oh, he gets lucky, chopping it into the turf. Will get one down to fine leg. No, is the cry from Klaasen. 1 run taken, 29 from 29 for South Africa to win a World Cup. A phrase that for decades has been inconceivable, not just because they wouldn't have a side capable of it. They've had that. They've never had a chance. They've never reached a final. 29 needed from 29. Klaasen is on 49, and here comes Jasprit Bumrah over the wicket. Field up inside the circle on the offside. Klaasen nudges the ball in front of square. He'll get one. May turn for a second. They do turn for a second. They'll get that second comfortably. There's a misfield in the deep. And there's a brilliant 50 for Heinrich Klaasen. He raises his bat, looks to the heavens, and David Miller will come and punch gloves. They know this is not job done, but they're getting the job done. 27 needed from 28. It's 150 up for South Africa, 150 for 4. Bumrah down below us into his work once again. A stuttering approach, very straight-limbed, elbows everywhere, and he bowls. Oh, big appeal for LBW! No, inside edge.
So 2 noises there. If that wasn't an inside edge, that was very adjacent. Klaasen, he plants his front foot across to Bumrah, which is exactly why, if I was Rohit Sharma 3 overs ago, I'd have been bringing this bloke back into the attack and trying to take the wicket of Klaasen before he could do any damage against the spinners.
27 from 27 needed. Here comes Bumrah again. Wind blowing. Klaasen on strike. Full delivery, and he just about gets his bat down on it. Bumrah has 8 balls left to bowl. Can he dig India out of a hole? Can he find the breakthrough that breaks the partnership, that breaks the game open, that raises the heart rates across South Africa that little bit more? 27 needed from 26.
Yeah, Rohit, he's backed himself into a corner here, really. Jadeja has 3 overs left, but would you bowl spin to Klaasen in this mood? I feel not. Hardik Pandya has 1. Arshdeep Singh has 1, so he's got overs to find from somewhere.
Big couple of balls here. Bumrah to Klaasen, onto the pads, whipped away, into space on the leg side. They'll get 2. In fact, they'll get 1 because the ball spins kindly out there in the deep as the throw comes in. 1 run is taken, so just 4 from the over so far. 26 needed from 25. Miller, who is a very capable and experienced player. We sometimes joke that there's never a T20 match happening anywhere in the world that doesn't involve David Miller, because he seems to be playing in all of them. But he'll know these situations. He'll know facing Bumrah. Not many have quite as much experience as he. 151 for 4. Final ball of the over to be launched. The projectile from Bumrah around the wicket, driven into the turf. No is the cry, and tumbling like a big baby at a play school. Rohit Sharma onto his backside to stop it. End of the over. 26 needed from 24. And the game moves forward. We head towards its conclusion. We have 4 overs left of a compelling World Cup, Finny. Goodness me, we've been lucky.
been very lucky, and I think we've actually been very lucky with this surface today. I was really worried that this would be a really slow, stoppy, stodgy surface, one that wouldn't be befitting a World Cup final, but it has been fantastic. You haven't been able to just lob it up there as a spinner and get rewarded for putting some revs on the ball. You've had to be on it, and if you haven't, you've been punished. And Heinrich Klaasen has punished these Indian spinners, which will be the difference between the two teams. If they do come out on top, the difference of intent between Heinrich Klaasen and Virat Kohli through those middle overs, if South Africa make it over the line. But with the label that they've been labelled with over the last number of years, which I'm reluctant to use that word, this situation needing 26 from 24 needs calm heads out there, and they've got two of the calmest that South Africa have ever produced, and I think it really helps that they've played IPL cricket. They won't be overawed by this situation here. It's purely about watching the ball, scoring the runs, getting their team over the line, nothing else.
26 needed from 24 balls for South Africa to win a World Cup. India needs something. They've turned to Hardik Pandya from the Joel Garner end. And though the DJ continues to shout and to encourage, there is a hush around this ground from those in the crowd. The horns blare still, but there isn't that feverish atmosphere, that sense of carnival that we had for so much of today, because this ground is 95% full of India supporters. Let's see it happening again. And Klaasen, a man who made his T20 international debut against India, who smashed 69 from 30 balls as they chased down a target of almost 190 against India. Those at the IPL, he played brilliantly for the Sunrisers. He loves facing spin, and he's wrought havoc on India today. He's 52 from 26. He's not facing spin here. There's a pause because Rishabh Pant's had some running repairs. That might just give a moment or two for South Africa to catch their breaths and realise where they are, how close that summit is. And Hardik Pandya, at the end of his mark, Rishabh Pant shares a little word with Heinrich Klaasen, and we're ready to go. Backward square leg, deep mid-wicket, long on, long off, deep cover. In comes Pandya to bowl. Oh, he's got an edge and he's gone! Klaasen chases a delivery and up goes the volume.
Moping around on the edge of the circle. Moping around on the edge of the circle. Probably bemoaning their bad luck. If they have had any bad luck in this game, it would be all their own doing if they were to lose it, but that wicket has galvanised them. You can see Virat Kohli's back inside the ring, chest pumped out, staring at Marco Jansen. Jadeja the same at backward point.
Wheeling round at the far end, flying start from Pandya, running in to bowl to Jansen, who drives crisply behind square on the offside for a single. The equation moves forward, 25 from 21. It was a runner ball not long ago, and they need to keep the scoreboard moving. They can't afford an over that goes by with one from it. It's currently 3 balls gone, wicket dot 1. Got to keep things moving, South Africa.
Yep, and now Rohit Sharma has a really massive decision to make here. Does he go to Bumrah again to try and break this partnership and get the bowlers in? Keshav Maharaj in next at number 8. Not too much to write home about there in terms of boundary hitting prowess. Yes, he can hold a bat, but it's not a Miller or a Klaasen. Does he try and kill the game in this next over by bowling his premier fast bowler Bumrah?
25 needed from 21. Miller on strike. Hardik Pandya broke that partnership. Can he get the other set batter? The left-handed Miller on strike, waiting and nudging the ball behind square. Comfortable, clever batting. Kuldeep runs in from the boundary to pick up. 2 from the over so far. 24 needed from 20. How do you approach this if you're South Africa?
Well, I think you just need to keep that scoreboard moving. What they can't afford is 3-4 dot balls in a row. What you have to do is, if the ball's there to hit, you commit to hitting it. If it's not, you hit it into a gap, you rotate the strike. They're not at the stage where they need to thrash around for boundaries. They don't need an over of 10, 12 in order to get ahead of the rate. They are ahead of the rate. They need 7.2 runs per over. That's 5 singles and a 2, an over, and they win the game.
153 for 5. India at this point were 129 for 4. Hardik Pandya to bowl to Marco Jansen in a half of the bat, but a single will be taken down the ground towards long on. 3 from the over so far. 1 ball left of it. There is 1 Jasprit Bumrah over to come. That's the trump card. That's the game, isn't it?
Not necessarily the game, but I do think that India give themselves a far better chance of defending these runs if they break this partnership now. If you're trying to get Bumrah to defend 6 off the last over, it's a bit of potluck. Even with the great skill of such a fantastic bowler, I would be thinking, if I were captain here, I've only captained domestic T20 games, but I want Bumrah bowling the next over to try and break this partnership.
23 needed from 19 for South Africa. Every eye trained on the creeping approach of Hardik Pandya. He's coming in to bowl to Miller. Final ball of the over. Miller paddles the ball gently. He thought about winding up, but realised into the breeze, 2 fielders out there, not worth it. 4 from the over. They need 22 from 18. We've got 3 overs left of the World Cup. It should be South Africa's from this position.
Is there such thing as should in a World Cup at this stage?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know. Funnier things have happened in World Cups. There's a meeting now between all the senior players of India in the middle of the pitch. Bumrah has his cap off and he's given it to the umpire. I like this from Rohit Sharma. I like it. Get Miller out, you give yourselves a much better chance of winning this game. This is the game, this over, in terms of if South Africa make this through unscathed for 6, then I think they're definitely winning. If they lose a wicket, it's 50-50 again.
Okay. 22 needed from 18. Jasprit Bumrah, he's been brilliant this World Cup. I can't remember a bowler having a tournament quite like it, where they've been so far and ahead of others. He's coming into this game, he induced a false shot percentage of 62.3. Which is far ahead of anyone else. So they tell me. Here comes Bumrah round the wicket to bowl to Miller, who is feeling for a ball outside the off stump, and he looked back at the keeper in a way that suggested there was an edge. There wasn't, but it's a dot. 22 from 17. Bumrah bowling with that seam immaculately up. Oh, it's so close to the off stump.
Just dabbling. It's crazy, the aura of Bumrah. I think South Africa know this is the over. This is India's last throw of the dice, really. Bumrah, 1 ball, big outs, big play and a miss outside the off stump from Miller.
Bumrah just tugs at his sleeve and then begins running it again round the wicket to bowl to Miller, who is pushing the ball into the offside. No is the cry again. The crowd are up. 2 dot balls to not put the pressure on South Africa. Certainly give India more life in this game. The requirement, 22 from 16.
Yep. Even 4 runs off this over. 18 from 2 overs is defendable, but you don't have 1 more from Bumrah. If he takes the wicket, the pendulum swings.
Fine balance. Jasprit Bumrah running in past the umpire, round the wicket. Miller on strike, thrashes at the ball to deep cover. He'll get 1. 21 from 15. Does Jansen have some freedom here?
No, no, he doesn't.
Do you not think?
No, definitely not. Definitely, he's got 3 balls to get through here. Not necessarily get through. If the ball's there to try and whack it, which is unlikely from Bumrah, you do it, but you make sure your feet are in a good position. You make sure you're solid with your defence, and you try and hit that gap between cover, try and run it down to deep third, knock it off your hip down to fine leg or deep backward square. 3 singles here from these 3 deliveries is a great outcome for South Africa.
They were 151 at the start of the 17th over. Midway through the 18th, they're 156. 21 needed from 15 balls. Jansen waits. Oh, it's a beauty. He's bowled. And Jasprit Bumrah is doing everything he can to try and haul India back into this game and over the line. And this incredible bowler, and he really is, he's unbelievable. He's done it again. 156 for 6. 21 needed from 14.
Oh, I'm nervous up here watching this. What a delivery from Bumrah. The seam's angled in towards the leg stump, and Jansen, he presses forward on the front foot, offers the full face of the bat, but the millisecond that there was a gap between that bat and pad, Bumrah manages to snake the ball back through it and disturbs the leg stump. And what a marvellous bowler he is. He's so in control of what he's doing. He possesses such an aura to anyone that's facing him. At any second, he can change the momentum of a game. 26 from 24. Is now 21 from 14. He has 2 deliveries remaining. Maharaj is on strike, and David Miller will be desperate to make sure that he probably doesn't face another delivery from Bumrah.
So 2 balls left of Bumrah, who's gone for 1 in this over so far. Now he's got the wicket. Maharaj comes to the middle. He's capable, but as you say, he's not someone that instills fear necessarily.
No, I mean, Bumrah would dispose of most top-order batters in the world, so it's if you're coming in at number 8, probably a spot too high as well for Maharaj. You're just thinking pure survival here. Support Miller. Miller's the one who the runs are going to come from the blade of. Maharaj's job is to survive these 2 deliveries and then make sure Miller faces as many balls as possible in the last 2 overs.
21 needed from 14 for South Africa. That's what India have to defend to lift their first World Cup in over a decade. Bumrah, bearded figure, moving away from us. Maharaj on strike is defending. Leaning forward, and Miller barely left his ground at the other end.
He's defended that like he's safe in a test match. I would be inclined to think as well, if the ball dribbled down to fine leg, Miller wouldn't be running.
21 from 13, Bumrah. I mean, look at these figures. He's bowled 3.5 overs, 2 for 17 again. Arshdeep has bowled well today, by the way. He's still got an over to come. 2 for 16 from 3. Here comes Bumrah. The game was South Africa's. It's no longer South Africa's. 21 from 13 needed. Bumrah to bowl to Maharaj, who's defending. Yes is the cry, and they will run through for the single. So the over comes to an end, 2 from it, 20 needed from 12. You're not convinced by that, Vinny?
No, I like it. South Africa have to take the runs on offer, definitely. At that stage, I think the 5th delivery of the over,
okay, so
Maharaj wouldn't have been dashing through to take that single, but at the end of the over, fine. Maharaj can face the first ball of the next over, it doesn't matter. I just wanted to keep Miller away from Bumrah, but what Bumrah's complaining about there, Kohli was right back on the circle, because clearly India would rather bowl at Maharaj in this situation and heap the pressure onto him. So I think Rohit had pushed Virat to the edge of the circle, but Bumrah didn't realise that had done so, and I think he was thinking about his figures, and he's been rather expensive for what he's been in this tournament. 2 for 18 from 4 today, just over 4s.
Ridiculous.
It's ridiculous to even speak about it in that manner. Yeah, 2 for 18 has increased his economy rate in the tournament today, which is crazy.
They needed 30 from 30, South Africa, and it was 26 from 24. It was 21 from 14. Now it is 20 from 12. 2 overs left. 2 overs left of the World Cup. In comes Arshdeep Singh to bowl to Maharaj, who's getting a ball which is punched back towards the bowler, stopped. It's a dot.
India are up and about now. They were forlorn figures about 12 deliveries ago. Some of the game that we are seeing right now, because Klaasen departs the very next delivery to a slower ball from Pandya, and now the Indian fielders, they're like a membrane coming in towards the batter every time, crowding him each delivery. There were 4 of them surrounding him there. Now they're back on the circle. Be pouncing again, making sure Maharaj is on strike.
Kohli encouraging the crowd to give the whole slow hand clap. The field is changing. We've got Kuldeep coming up inside the circle from deep third. In comes Arshdeep Singh. Maharaj is waiting, swinging, missing. Dot ball. It's dribbling away from South Africa, this. They need 20 from 10.
Rohit's a beauties. So Arshdeep has brought deep third up into the circle. He's then bowled a short wide one with pace on across Maharaj, who's played and missed. And yes, he's played and missed, but an outside edge there flies away from 4. Immediately, Rohit's walking towards Arshdeep, wagging his finger at him, saying, no. If you're going to put long on a long off back, I do not want you to bowl a back of a length outside off stump with the pace on, because an outside edge gifts 4 runs there. So that was brilliant, wagging his finger at him.
In comes Arshdeep again. 2 dots to start the over. And he runs into Maharaj, who hits the ball whippy into the leg side just for 1 run. So it will get Miller on strike with 19 needed from 9. There was a famous World Cup final in 2016 in Kolkata, where it wasn't quite this significant a challenge with the bat, but it did require some hitting, and now we do need some hitting. It's not going to have to be the sort of 6 demolition we saw from Carlos Brathwaite, but it is going to require something, with the required rate now up to nearly 13 and over. Forget that, 19 from 9.
Yeah, he needs a boundary. These 3 deliveries, he needs probably 2 boundaries, I would say here, Miller, to keep them calm going into that last over. Hardik Pandya will be bowling it, who's not renowned for bowling Yorkers at the death, who'll use changes of pace. But Miller will know these are 3 huge deliveries within the context of this game, and I think Rohit and Arshdeep Singh think that too.
Rohit himself goes out towards the long off boundary. Every delivery, minute changes to the field. And yeah, there'll be important tactical changes, but also they want to ramp up the pressure on Miller here, who himself is coming down the track, gardening, prodding and poking. 19 needed from 9 balls. Arshdeep again, angled approach, over the wicket, left arm to bowl to Miller, who swings at a ball into the leg side. I'm not sure he's got enough of it for 2. They'll turn for a second run and they'll get a second run. 17 from 8. 2 balls left of the over, 3 runs from the over. And Miller was trying to launch into the leg side. I mean, what will be in his favour is the wind is blowing in the direction of his hitting arc in the final over.
Yep, and it'll be Hardik Pandya bowling it. Arshdeep Singh's 2 deliveries left. It's been a good over so far.
3 from it. 17 needed from 8. Miller on strike, goes hard at the ball. He'll get probably 1 only. It is only the single as Jadeja runs in front of the scoreboard to our right. Some of the crowd can barely look. 16 needed from 7.
I can barely look, and I've got to commentate on it. I'm nervous for South Africa here. This is a free hit for Maharaj. I think if it's an even number, they come back. If it's not, you don't want Maharaj thrashing at 2, as we saw the first 2 deliveries of this over, thrashing around at 2 of them and wasting 2 dot balls. So Miller, for me, has to stay at the far end. It's either 0, 2, 4 or 6 here for me for South Africa.
They needed 26 from 24. The game was in the palm of their hand. South Africa, India are in it, and favourites, I would say, just about. 16 needed from 7. Maharaj waits and swings at the ball into the ground, and is that a catch? It might be. Some of the crowd think so, and you can't really tell from the reaction. I don't think it's a bump ball, surely. I think it is. I don't think he's played it into his toe. But it is 16 from the final over. David Miller, over to you. Hardik Pandya against David Miller for the World Cup. 16 needed from 6.
Yep. Here we go. Miller, I don't think he was sat on his bat handle there as well. There was no way he was running unless it was a 2. It was going to dribble up towards long on that final delivery. It was a brilliant over by Arshdeep Singh. 4 from it. Nailed everything he wanted to do there, apart from the one where his captain gave him a bit of a ticking off for maybe gifting South Africa 4 runs from outside the off stump. But he's been fantastic today, Arshdeep Singh. India's leading wicket taker throughout the tournament. And now this really is the mouth-watering finale that we all wanted.
And they've got 14 of the last 24 deliveries. South Africa, the game was theirs. It was. And yeah, all the accusations about that word that they don't like, choke, from being in positions in semi-finals where they should surely get over the line. Not much will hurt as much as this if they don't win it. South African sport would have been looking at today as an opportunity. At the halfway stage, it was in India's favour. Brilliant run scoring from Heinrich Klaasen. Looked like it was South Africa's game. India were forlorn, they were gone. But he went. He chased a wide delivery from Hardik Pandya. And suddenly the run scoring ground to a halt. And 16 from 6 balls. Virat Kohli is down there to our left at deep mid-wicket, which is going to be a part of the ground you sense, where David Miller is going to be trying to target. The wind is blowing in that direction. Grey clouds overhead.
Hardik Pandya is going to have to look to bowl it across Miller here. Anything on his legs or anything on the stumps is giving Miller the opportunity to hammer it square leg is coming up inside the circle as well, which signifies to me that Hardik bowling over the wicket is going to be targeting that wide line, way outside off stump, deep backward point, deep square cover.
16 from 6. Miller waits, full toss. He's hit it in the air. He's hit it down the ground. Fielder running round. Oh, it's a brilliant piece of work, but this could be 6, it could be out. I do not know. Surya Kumar Yadav thinks he's got him. Is that foot down? It required 2 tosses in the air, and I just don't know. Miller is walking, but he's asking the question. This is going to take some work from the TV umpire. Should have been 6.
Yeah, it's quite a remarkable piece of fielding from Surya Kumar Yadav, sprinting to his left, right underneath us. We're like a bird on top of that piece of play, right down below us. He's caught it beyond the boundary rope, throws it up, his feet go the other side of the rope, he then jumps, catches it whilst it's mid-air.
Best angle for the catch, please.
For me, that's out. We'll find out now.
By the way, the ground staff are gathering. 161 for 7 is what the scoreboard reads. Here we go. Surya Kumar Yadav takes the catch. Foot is not on the boundary. He tosses it up. He goes over the boundary. Eyes fixed on the ball.
Keep it rolling through, please.
Gets
Keep
it again.
Through.
Takes it again. It's going to be
there.
out.
Did you have any other angle from just
it's
behind,
be out.
please? Thank you.
It's a quite staggering piece of fielding under pressure.
Foot's inside there. Foot's inside there. Foot's inside there. Thrown up.
Yeah, I think he's fine.
Keep it rolling, please. Keep it rolling. Yeah, foot's inside there. Keep it rolling. Thank you. Ready with my decision for the big screen.
Umpire Kettleborough is about to delight every single person in this ground and a great many more back in India. It's out. It's 16 from 5. And David Miller got a full toss that he couldn't punish down the ground. He has hit so many of them in his career a mile. He almost got enough, within an inch or 2 of clearing the brilliance of Surya Kumar Yadav, but he couldn't quite get all of it.
He stayed. Had he moved across his crease there, David Miller, I think he'd have met that in the middle of the bat and it would have cannoned into the media centre up here, but his feet have stayed rooted on or around middle stump, which means when that ball is full and drifting away from him outside towards the wide line, all he can do is catch it with the toe end of the bat. It's exactly what Hardik Pandya wants, and because he doesn't catch it as clean as he possibly could, it balloons up in the air, and for all love or money, I thought that was going to get over the head of Sky down there at long off, but it didn't. Now Rabada's at the crease with loads to do.
16 needed from 5. Rabada, edge 4. Big swing and luck.
And it's hacking down as well.
It's raining. The rain falls. 165 for 7. 12 needed from 4. The rain is falling. If you're going to swing, swing hard. And he does, Gagisa Rabada. He's another left-hander.
And he can bat.
He can.
He can bat, he can whack him. He got South Africa over the line the other evening in a nervy one against the West Indies. 12 from 4. That changes the field, makes India think about something different. Deep backward point comes up inside the circle. Deep third goes out exactly.
Rabada taps his bat. Hardik Pandya with a deep breath pushes off below us. Running away to bowl at Rabada, who swings again mightily, and Maharaj is running through to take the run that will see the equation to 11 from 3. For me, Rabada's more likely to hit you these runs. I think he's the 6th hitter. I'm not sure Maharaj. He's good for a nudge and a nurdle, but he's not going to necessarily launch the ball out the ground, particularly because Rabada is swinging towards the side where the wind is blowing. They take the bye. 11 needed from 3.
Yeah, good bowling from Pandya. Takes the pace off it. The ball before, the 2 balls before, had been pace on. That one, I think he's just run his fingers down the ball. So span and spat into the chest of Rishabh Pant, who just smothered it rather than trying to catch it. Swooped the ball on the rebound and had a shy at the stumps. Maharaj was home though. South Africa get a single. 11 from 3.
Hardik Pandya down below us, knowing that this ball could be almost the game. He runs into Bolton Maharaj, a lonely figure in the middle. And bowls onto the pads. They'll run through for one leg by, and Rabada is saying,